If you come across this, Mom, I hope this can enlighten you. If not, have a good day. So, this is my fourth video, and I feel great. I feel different. I feel new. I feel happy. I feel like I am working towards me and being me. I feel like I'm living for myself. I wanted to make this video to talk about how did I confirm that I was transgender, and I hope that it makes as much sense to me as it does to you watching it right now. Just anybody who decides to click on this and hear me talk. So, few updates. My birthday is on the 24th. I'm gonna be 21, so finally a real adult. Real. I started hormones on February 2nd, which I will make another video about that because this isn't about that. But I told you guys that February was going to be a great ass month. My hair, even though it's crazy right now, it's locked pretty fast. Started the hormones, and I'm going to be 21 in a few days. Still a great month. But let's move on. How did I know that I was trans? Well, I didn't really know what transgender was when I was younger. And I'm not telling the story where I say, oh, I knew because I was playing with boys' toys instead of girls' toys. Nope. That's not how this went. When I was younger, I didn't really notice the difference between sex. It was just girls are girls, boys are boys. We can play together, call it a day. I really started to figure out the change in my body when I got to middle school. So growing my chest, building more of a figure, shit like that. And starting to really understand what distinguished a girl from a boy. So definitely when I turned 14 is when I started moving along the terms of I don't feel comfortable in my body. This is not me. I watched this movie on Lifetime, just randomly came on, didn't quite understand it, but it's called A Girl Like Me. And that was the first movie on figuring out what transgender was. I just was sitting there and I was like, oh shit, like, this is a girl who used to be a guy who is a girl because she felt that she was, and that was that. And I could just remember watching it with my family and how they spoke about how bad it was and not understanding the concept of the story, which, by the way, is a true story. And I was sitting there amazed, like, dude, that's a girl. Point blank, period. So after watching that movie, I went to sleep and I was like, I'm a girl who feels like a guy who is trapped in a girl's body. How do I go about that? How do I make myself feel the way that my mind feels? And just thinking about that, I was like, somebody's gonna think I'm crazy. So I shrugged it off. But the week after watching that movie was so hard. I sat in class, I fantasized so much about being a guy. what my name was going to be, what I wanted to wear, the type of girl I wanted to be with. Like, because it was in my mind that you can't be with a girl unless you're a guy. But then I figured out that it doesn't matter who you are or what you identify as. You date who you want to date. I saw girls dating girls. I saw guys dating guys. And I was just like, that's fucking great. But I knew for me that I wouldn't feel comfortable being a girl who dates girls. So I would sit in class, do my fantasizing, blink out, all that good stuff. And I felt like that was the only thing that got me through the day, that got me through school, that got me through being home, that got me to feel happy when I was sad. And it sucks that it was just my fantasy. So I shrugged it off. I told myself, girls don't think that way. If you were meant to be a guy, God would have made you a guy. But I was wrong, because right now I am a guy. I've always been a guy. And I wish I realized that sooner. So I got on Google. This had to be when I was like 14, 15. I got on Google and I was like, how to be a guy, how to go from a girl to a guy. And I didn't get much information. I felt like I typed what I had to type in, right? Didn't really stumble across much. And then, feeling like the internet lacked me, I would pray every night from then on, like, God, make me a guy. Please make me a guy. Can I just wake up tomorrow and just be a boy? Like, that's all I wanted to be. And I would wake up every morning disappointed because I would see this girl looking back at me in a mirror. Who is she? Why is she here? What is her purpose? Little did I know that she was just fighting this fight for us so that I can be who I knew I always wanted to be. Few years later, I think I was about 19, I seen another movie which was based on the first sex reassignment surgery, and it was male to female. And I was like, well, shit again. You know, I just got lucky to watch another film on what I feel like I'm going through and who I feel like I am. And I sat down and I thought about it again. And I read the description. And it said transgender. I was like, okay, so this was a term I've been looking for so long. Didn't think it'd take me so long to find the term. So I typed it into Google, and I got all the information and all the stuff that I needed to know to confirm that this is what I was going through. I read other people feeling the way that I felt. I watched videos of people explaining the way that they felt that I felt. And I was like, well, I'm happy that I'm not alone, but how do I go through this? Because I know I'm going to be alone once this gets out. So after doing all my research and watching all my videos, I understood and confirmed that I am transgender, and I have to just accept that. Sad that I had to hide it for 2 years of my life. I could have started earlier, but shit happens. So that's how I confirmed that I was transgender. And right now, until here on, I'm just focusing on how to be more happy with myself, to get my mind aligned with my body, and to get my family to love me for me. And it's hard, and sometimes I do feel like I'm by myself, but I'm glad that I had the opportunity opportunity to speak up and talk about how happy that I am to finally be myself and not living for anybody but me. So I do wish that you can be happy about this, Mom. I do wish that you could accept me for the son that I am, and just know that I love you. And I hope this video can help other people get their confirmation if you're still trying to figure out if you are transgender or not.